And where was it a Muslim hospital?
Well, Muslims don't have hospitals, do they? Well, I don't know if they do, but they shouldn't really.
Why don't Muslims have hospitals?
Well, if you listen to my wing commander, who used to tell me what they used to do, and that, you know, from the minute you were 3.2 fucking seconds old, you were being trained and primed to strap yourself up with explosives or fireworks or anything, you know, fucking Catherine wheels, some of them, you know, the really poor psycho bombers. And they just run into town hall with fucking Catherine wheels flirting all over them. And I'm like, oh, leave him, maybe alright. These people don't need hospitals because their idea is that they're going to go in complete and fucking limbs are going to, what did Billy Connolly call them? Flying mince. Excellent. But, like, you know, I'm going on a suicide mission, but keep the A&E open until midnight just in case. Right. Doesn't make sense, does it? So I don't know what it was actually. It was either an orphanage or an old folks' home. But you know, they're so poor over there, when the kids are about this big, they morph into old men. It was like being in a fucking ward of Edward G. Robinson's. It was weird. You know. Because they sit there and pretend that they're into Muhammad and Allah and other fucking dicks. And we pretend we're into God and Jesus and other fuckwits. And they go, yeah, you can't say that about our guy. They go, oh, you said this about our guy. Like, your guy's made up. They went, well, your guy's fucking made up. They went, right, that's it. We're going to war. And we're not even bringing Simon Cowell with us. That's how serious it's got, this religion.
You know what you were out in Afghanistan for? You had no idea what you were fighting or who you were fighting? Or...
Right, well, basically, they told us that it's a war on terror. Right?
Yeah.
So I thought that there was going to be like van loads of army lads going out and fucking sorting out housing estates around Britain. You know, so old people could go out at night. You know, taking the chavs off the street, stopping the fucking kids shooting each other and stabbing each other because someone had put a toenail over the other one's postcode. That to me was terror. Not a load of guys sat in caves 4,000 miles away smoking the fucking brains out on opium. What's so terrible about that? Fucking and I just started walking. I jogged a bit, you know, so I looked a bit tough, like, in the background. And then when I was just over the brow of the hill, I just started walking. Fuck, man. Eating sand, it's not good for you. Snorting it's a different matter. You know, if you get a bit of gunpowder, a bit of sand, a bit of coke, I don't know what the other stuff was, but it came off the bottom of my trainer, and crumble it all in and snort it. It's the experience you get is fucking amazing. You wake up in this blinding light with this nurse who stinks of beauty peering over you, talking to you in this mad language going, find him in the desert. That, if I could find that stuff again, I'd take that every fucking day.
So you came back, what, they sent you back from there back to UK, did they? Or?
They didn't, actually. I had this strap thing on my ankle, not a tag, that was on this ankle. I had this strap thing from this rave I went to in, where was it? In Ayia Napa, I think it was, in Cyprus. And it was something like property of Club Revolution. So they sent me to Club Revolution first class. Fucking wonderful. And try as I might, I got them to mix the, you know, snorty cocktail on the bar.
Wasn't the same.
Didn't quite get the same concoction, but there was a Chinese guy there who was taking our mixtures and going back to China and fucking sending them to England by the bucket load. All these weird little different things that we were coming up with and making up them. He was selling them off on the internet as like plant growth food and stuff like that. And all the kids over here started taking it. You know, this meow meow and mephedrone and all this stuff. We were making it up in a club based on the shit I'd been snorting in the desert. That was mostly sand. I mean, I suppose it was a bonus over here because the kids are, you know, when we was little, we used to get cocaine, and you'd have it, and it was fucking rocket fuel. Now it's something like 3%, and the other 97%'s caffeine tablets and paracetamol and all that crap. And you know, at least whatever we were sending them was at least 40% genuine sand. It was, but it said on the fucking packet. Fair enough, in Chinese, they weren't to know that. But that's life, isn't it?
How did you get out of the army? Did you dishonourable discharge? Was it?
Dishonourable discharge. I just said I'm going. And they said you can't go. And I said why not? And they said because you've got the keys. So I gave them the keys back and said I'm going. Knew where you're going to go. It's fucking 500 miles of desert in each direction. I said, well, what does it matter? So I said, you've not seen me. I was shot. They took my body off. Fed it to the vultures. End of story. And I just started walking. I jogged a bit, you know, so I looked a bit tough, like, in the background. And then when I was just over the brow of the hill, I just started walking. Fuck, man. Eating sand, it's not good for you. Snorting it's a different matter. You know, if you get a bit of gunpowder, a bit of sand, a bit of coke, I don't know what the other stuff was, but it came off the bottom of my trainer, and crumble it all in and snort it. It's the experience you get is fucking amazing. You wake up in this blinding light with this nurse who stinks of beauty peering over you, talking to you in this mad language, going, find him in the desert. That, if I could find that stuff again, I'd take that every fucking day.
You walked, how long were you in the desert for? Was it 40 days, 40 nights?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yeah. Well, I had this scanner thing on my radio, and it was supposed to be able to pick up anything on the planet. And I knew that there was a big FA Cup match on. And I spent about 39 minutes trying to scan all the frequencies around. And there was nothing at all. So that's when I resorted to my plan B.
What was that?
Snorting anything that had crumbled into powder form and see what happened. And I had this miraculous experience, and all those years I've clung to that experience that was a true, proper, honest, genuine, hairy bollocked miracle. And then some fucker just told me I woke up in hospital.
Remember anything about your army days? You were in Helmand, what were you fighting, Taliban?
Do you know what? I really don't have a fucking clue what I was fighting there. Me and all the other lads out there, you know, 95% of the world's heroin comes from Afghanistan. And after the British Army was there, only about 25% of it was getting out of the country. So it's basically a big, massive drugs party with a game of paintball attached, but it's not paint, it's bullets. Good laugh, actually.
What, you enjoyed it, did you?
Oh, it was fucking brilliant.
What do you like about it most, apart from the heroin?
Well, the main thing is that when you smacked out of your tits, the blood is so psychedelic, it's just fascinating. You have to kill another one just to get that buzz again. You know what I mean? It's not about the amount of drugs you're taking, it's about the psychedelic feedback. You see, they don't tell you this on the news.
Oh, so you think it's a good thing? Do you
I think it's a great thing. I think everyone should go to war.
Oh.
I think if everybody on the planet Earth got together, we could have one big army. There's a flaw in that plan, and we need an enemy, don't we?
You could split into two armies as well.
We could do, yeah. We could have everybody. When you're born, you get a stamp or a tattoo or something. And then, you know, like when you reach 16 or 18 or 10 if you're in Africa, you could, like odds on one side, evens on the other side. And you can swap, you know what I mean? Like when you're picking kids at football, I don't want a fat fucker, I don't want him with one leg, I don't want her, I don't want that, it's a fucking goat. How did that get in here? Shush, that's my half-time fucking treat. That kind of thing. But this would make war more interesting. It could turn it into like a big game show, couldn't they?
Yeah, right.
But, you know, and if the presenter dies, then whoever's the next number up gets his job, and if they can't present, it won't make any odds, because, you know, there's like 25 years of the same shit.
Have you thought about sending it to Simon Cowell, that one?
I've thought about sending something to Simon Cowell. But, yeah, I think Simon Cowell should be the head of the army. Simon Cowell and Alan Sugar should, like, be the military commanders out there on the battlefield.
Why, what you reckon they'd do?
Well, every time, you know, a volley of bullets was shot, Alan Sugar would point the rifle and say, "You're fired." I don't know what Simon Cowell would do. He'd definitely make a big fucking #1 Christmas song about it, though. Like, you know, Taliban Christmas or something. Which,
Why would that go, do you think?
I think it'd go down a fucking bomb at the recording studio it was made at. I don't know, I'm thinking something along the lines of Taliban, Taliban, ooh, Taliban, boom, 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 that kind of shit, you know.